Hi guys, my name is Ryan. I'm a 28-year-old millennial living here in Seattle, Washington, and I'm sure many of you can relate, but I'm not exactly where I want to be in life yet. I'm not here to specifically give you any sort of life advice, but if anyone watching this video can get anything good from this, that would make me happy. For the time being, I'm more or less going to think of this YouTube channel as my video journal, just a place where I share some interesting things that I've learned or experienced, and hopefully through that I can offer my unique perspective on this game we call life. Anyway, today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021, and I'm long overdue for a video for the reason I'm about to explain. For those of you who follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you would know that last year's summer in June, I got my CDL Class A license and I became an over-the-road trucker from the beginning of September until around mid-late December, right before Christmas of last year. Life as an over-the-road trucker was a lot busier than I thought it would be, which is why I haven't been able to keep up on social media at all during that time. Because of that, I kind of fell off the algorithm and I'm kind of just picking myself back up right now. Of course, everybody who knew me had pretty much the same question or comment, which was like, why did you get into trucking? Or like, you just really don't seem like the type of person to get into trucking. And for the most part, their reasons for asking and saying those things were justified. I mean, I had just taught myself how to code again, and I had just released my first app to the Apple App Store and it got approved, and I was having so much fun. But this is where I made a decision that ultimately turned into a big learning experience. Last August, I got a call from a startup trucking company because I was referred to them from my trucking school. Although I was having a lot of fun learning how to code, they offered to pay me a minimum of $1,500 a week. But when I actually started doing the job, I was making closer to $2,300 a week. At the time, I kind of needed the money, and I've always just wanted to be able to put money aside because I always wanted to get into real estate investing. After some thought, I took the job because I thought I would be able to take my laptop with me and continue to learn how to code when I was on the road after my drive each day. Obviously, that didn't happen, and although I was making more money than I've made before, I started to sink into a really dark place, just always wishing that I could spend more time with the people that I care about, wishing that I could go home, always worrying about my health and safety, do something that I actually really enjoy, which was coding, and just not having to risk my life every day for a paycheck. However, because of this experience, I now have a much deeper appreciation for truckers whenever I see them out on the highway, because I know just how difficult that lifestyle can be. First of all, it takes a long time to learn how to drive that thing safely, and even longer to learn how to park it. When you're on the road, you gotta make sure that everything's working properly. You gotta plan your trip properly. You gotta make sure your GPS is working properly. You gotta make sure nothing in the truck or around the truck is broken. And you just gotta always be praying that you have good weather and that it doesn't snow, especially when you're going over the mountains over Idaho or West Montana. And you gotta constantly be looking out for other four-wheelers who don't understand your struggles and just impatiently and angrily try to drive around you because you're slow. Anyway, although life was tough, I did have a lot of time to think, reflect, ponder my life decisions, and really spend a lot of time with God. In the end, right before Christmas, I decided that this life just wasn't for me, and I thought that if I'm gonna quit at some point, I might as well just quit now. I really had this deep understanding that money isn't everything. It really isn't. And so after my last trip to Portland, Oregon, I quit my job as soon as I got back to the truck yard in Kent, Washington. Obviously, the owner of the company and the office manager were pretty upset and disappointed because I did sign a contract with them and I just kind of broke it out of the blue. But it was something that I felt really strongly about, so I just followed through and I paid the $3,000 penalty to break my contract. Immediately, I felt this huge weight that was lifted off my shoulders. Mostly because I finally felt that I could feel safe and not have to constantly worry about my health or safety on the road. Also, I was finally able to start spending time with people that I cared about again, and I was able to hit the ground running with my programming studies, which I've been doing every single day for the past month now. Anyway, although life is fine and dandy right now, The next big topic that I want to talk about is the fact that I'm 28 years old, and from the outside, it might still look that I haven't got it all figured out yet. First of all, if you haven't exactly figured it out yet, I just want to let you know that that's okay. Most people haven't figured it out yet either. If you really want to listen to some motivational stuff about that and life stuff and business and finding your happiness, I'd strongly recommend watching videos from this guy called Gary Vee. He's pretty famous, you might have heard about him, but he just has a lot of really good advice, and he's in his mid-40s, so he has a lot of good experience to draw from as well. But yeah, I know a lot of people around my age are probably thinking, oh my gosh, I'm almost 30, I haven't gotten all figured it out yet, I still don't know what I like to do, I can barely afford my rent, and I'm never going to be able to buy a house. First of all, please do me a favor and do not use materialistic things to measure how successful you are. Please just spend some time alone, quiet, detached from the world, off social media, and think about life. What makes you happy? What makes you excited? What important lessons have you learned in your life so far? Spend some time and just be present. I know sometimes it's hard to keep your mind from racing, but try and don't worry so much. Slow down. You'll be okay. At the very least, hopefully you'll learn from the experience of your current situation and just think, like, what can I do to improve and move forward from now? This is my message to my younger self. Please give yourself a chance. Please be nicer to yourself. Please humble yourself. And rather than thinking that you're so knowledgeable about something, really take the time and be a good listener. Learn as much as you can, regardless of who it's from and what situation you're in. If you don't know what you want to do with your life yet, if you haven't found that thing or multiple things that really make you happy, it's okay. Just do and try a bunch of different things, and eventually you might find something. And if you do already know what you want to do and what makes you happy, pursue that. Don't worry about how much money you can make in the short term. Don't think about the money. Just pursue the activity, not the money. And last but not least, even if you're an introvert, find good people. And lastly, if you can, find a mentor. Take advice from people who are already where you want to be in life, in whatever topic. So if you want to have a good marriage, take advice from people who actually have a good marriage. If you want to learn how to be more financially responsible, take advice from people who are more financially responsible. I know friends and family are very well-meaning, and they love you, they care about you. That's why they want to give you all of their advice and opinions. But if they really knew how to make money and be financially responsible, they would already be there. Anyway, guys, I promise I'm talking to myself here. But anyway, guys, thank you for taking the time and hanging out today. I hope this video has served you well, and I just wanted to make sure that I thank you all for the continued support on this channel, my Instagram, and my TikTok. Thank you again so much. Take it easy. Have a good one. Don't worry so much. And I'll see you in the next video.